can we mulligan to 4 and win anyway? Yes, multiple times actually. Hello folks, Phil Gallagher aka ThrabenU here for another Legacy video, and today we're going to be playing with Tin Fins. Now Tin Fins is a silly name from a time when Legacy deck names got named after shows on Adult Swim, but the general idea is that you are trying to be an instant speed Reanimator deck utilizing cards like Shallow Grave that let you get a creature that can attack on this turn. And there's a lot of different versions of Tin Fins running around. Some of them want to just 15 you with an Emrakul, because if you can reanimate at instant speed, you don't have to worry about that shuffle trigger. But the version that we're going to focus on today is actually going to be built around Griselbrand and Children of Korlis. Now, I'm going to assume that you know Griselbrand lets you pay 7 life to draw 7, but Children of Korlis is a little bit spicier. So I want you to imagine that you've drawn 14 cards with Griselbrand, and you sacrifice a Children of Korlis. Well, you're going to gain 14 life, and if you did something else like a Thoughtseize or a Fetch, you get that life back as well. Well, but then what happens if you reanimate that Children of Korlis? Well, you're going to gain all the life that you lost this turn again. So if you gained that 14 life back, you can then pay 7 a couple more times, and then gain all that life back with Children of Korlis. So it's really neat. Here's the thing about Tin Fins though. It's volatile and you usually don't have enough cards to make up an entire deck list. And so you usually need a plan B. A lot of times it's the man plan, as I always called it, where you have some stuff like a Monastery Mentor or some Hate Bears, Dark Confidants. You have something that lets you just beat down, but we're going to take an alternative look today with Theodore's Tin Fin Depths deck list that fills the remaining slots of the deck list with Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, as well as Vampire Hexmage. The neat thing is that this version of Tin Fins is going to get to bridge using Living Wish, and Living Wish is going to let you get various pieces of your combo, including kind of serving as another Entomb. You could Living Wish, get a Griselbrand to your hand. If you have 2 mana after that, you can cast a Shallow Grave, hold priority, use Lion's Eye Diamond, dump the Griselbrand into the yard, and Bob's your uncle. Well, Phil, how does this deck list actually win once you're drawing all these cards? Great question, Timmy. One of the go-to combos here is going to be Laboratory Maniac. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. Thassa's Oracle, not the only thing that just lets you instantly win the game. So with Laboratory Maniac, it's actually surprisingly easy to draw your entire deck with a Griselbrand if you also have Children of Korlis. It's just very hard for that to whiff once it gets going because you get to draw so many cards. The idea is that you power through your deck, you cast a Living Wish, get that, activate Griselbrand one more time, and just win the game. And the other neat thing about playing Living Wish here is that you will just get to have access to things like Collector Oof that can instantly win games on their own. So these Living Wishes are flexible, but notice there's not the full 4 here because it is an expensive and slow effect. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the matches here. Would love to hear your thoughts on the deck building. Is this genius? Is this jank? Is this crazy? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's battle. Well, the first hand here looks really impressive. We're going to go Urborg, Lotus Petal, 2 mana for a Living Wish, grab a Dark Depths out of the sideboard, and on turn 2 I get to play Dark Depths into Vampire Hexmage. And we're redundant against something like a counterspell or a piece of discard. This is very strong. Oh, that's probably fine. Okay, sure. Looks like we are playing against a mono red painter deck list. Got Dark Depths. I think I can always just play Vampire Hexmage here without anything getting weird. We'll Dark Rit, Hexmage. Play second Hexmage. I am just going to do this now. Think that's fine. And I've got 22 damage here in case my opponent can do something weird next turn. Nope. GG. So, for sideboarding with this deck list, a lot of times my most powerful card is going to stay in the sideboard because of the copies of Living Wish. So for example, Collector Oof and Fairy are things that I might like normally think about bringing in, but I'll probably leave in the sideboard instead. I'm not sure if I'm going to sideboard. Like, the things that I'm doing here are pretty reasonable. I don't know that I want to dilute my combo by bringing in very fair stuff like Phyrexian Revoker. I could probably do it over like a Duress and not really miss the Duress. Duress is a black card for Unmask and Grief though. Yeah, fuck it, deck's perfect. Let's go. This does not have a starting black mana to do the thing. It's really close to doing cool stuff, but I think I just have to mulligan this one. This is a very slow hand. It has Dark Depth Stage, one extra land to go towards it. I Duress on turn 1. Make a pretty slow Marit Lage. Am I okay with this? This just seems like still at the lower echelon of what my deck is capable of. I think this is too far. No starting black mana here. I'm going to 4. I believe in this deck. I don't know that I'm willing to go any deeper than this. I might keep these 4 cards and hope to hit like an Entomb that allows me to just go wild here. But life's not great. We'll just make some land drops and pass. Saga does scary things. Engineer also does scary things. I presume that that is just going to find, like, an ensnaring bridge, and I'm just in trouble. Ooh. It's getting Grindstone. That represents a very fast kill, potentially. Kind of the good news is, I haven't shown my opponent the Reanimator side of my deck yet. I've only shown them cards that are, like, very typical of Dark Depths. So I might be able to steal a win. Yet. Yeah. That will kill my opponent's Urza Saga, but the damage is done over here. My opponent can just beat me down with this 4 power, and most of the time they're gonna kill me. Okay, I mean, that's nice. I'm fine showing them a scrubland. Okay, Painter Grindstone kills me very easily. The little hits to my life total here don't matter. I guess I still have another turn. Make a land drop. So there's the 3 mana for Grindstone. So my opponent has 1, 2, 3. Weld Great Furnace into Grindstone, activate, and I die. But yeah, you just keep attacking me instead. I'm good with that. Okay, they figured it out. I'm gonna go ahead and concede to that. We'll try to do the thing in game 3 here. Again, I think I largely just want to keep the deck this, like, as it is. Duress is going to miss a lot of my opponent's stuff. I think I'm going to board that out here and go ahead and play a Revoker when I am on the play. This just produces Marit Lage on turn 1. So, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Land Drop, Vampire Hexmage, 2020. Fuck yeah. Alright, Petal. Dark Writ. Vampire Hexmage. Dark Depths. Sack. Marit Lage. We could Shallow Grave a Vampire Hexmage for 2 damage, but that seems unnecessary here. Hello and good luck. Mountain? Pithing Needle. Abandon Hope is a good one here. Naming Vampire Hexmage. My opponent said, gotcha, what now? I absolutely respect it. That was a hell of an opening hand, and hopefully this is just, you know, what the rest of this league is going to feel like. GG's. So this opening hand kind of has no full set of combos here, so I think I go ahead and mulligan that one. This one has no way to get this Griselbrand into graveyard. I think I'm going to 5 here. Well, we won the last game on 4, right? Because this doesn't do anything. Yes. Swamp, Dark Ritual, Entomb, Shallow Grave. Actually, it's probably supposed to be Lotus Petal, so that after I draw 7 with Griselbrand, I can just make another land drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's correct. Okay. Please don't be a blue deck. Just let me do the thing. It's probably a blue deck. Probably a blue deck. It's a blue deck. Okay, they don't have mana up for that. So my opponent's going to have, what, 5 cards in hand for the purposes of having a Force of Will or Force of Negation. Let's start on an LED as a bait card. Okay. Good news so far. Let's Entomb. It's working. Let's Griselbrand. Cast Shallow Grave. This is the fail point. Oh shit, it worked. Okay. Sack this for black. Draw 7. Yes. Oh, okay, my opponent's done with me. But on turn 1, I was going to have Hasty Griselbrand and a Marit Lage as well. I actually probably could have gotten a Laboratory Maniac, just full on kill on turn 1 there. So this is probably going to end up the same as last round, where I really don't sideboard. Collector Oof is the big thing that I want. And I think that just needs to stay in the board accordingly. Some of these Living Wish targets I might just want to board in. Like Tabernacle's really annoying for my opponent. For like the Psy and Emery nonsense that they can do at the beginning of the game. But I'm just going to assume that my deck list is perfect and not sideboard. This produces a turn 1 Dark Depths again. So I'll keep it. Alright, opponent's just chilling. So let's Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Got Force of Willed. I guess I'll play... If I draw Urborg specifically, I want to have played Dark Depths this turn. How many Urborgs am I running in this? 2? 3? 3 and 47? 3 and 52 chance of that being good. I think I'll play towards that line rather than put a Children of Korlis into play that is of limited utility right now. Chalice on 1 is not a problem. Damn it. Stupid Chalice on 1. Sort of interestingly, because I played Dark Depths last turn, I now don't have the ability to both Seiju one of these things. I mean, that's okay though. Right, like I just make another land drop next turn, then play a Vampire Hexmage. I guess my opponent can get a Spell Bomb off Urza Saga in a way that's a bit of a problem. I actually might need to take a turn off to both Seiju the Urza Saga. Yeah. Let's just take a land out of the deck here. Let my opponent draw a card. Play Scrubland. Let's mask my opponent now. Seems like I wait until next turn, right before I cast this, and I'll Boseiju this land in my opponent's upkeep. Yes, that sounds good. Goodbye, Urza Saga. Yeah, you can float your mana. I'm not super expecting that 1 mana to make a difference here. Bobble's fine. Yeah, you can cycle that. So you draw your card. I'll make a land drop. Unmask, pitching the Dark Ritual. Yeah, this is feeling surprisingly good. This opening hand has too much of the reanimation side and nothing to really reanimate, so we're going to go ahead and ship this one. As we've been seeing here, we're pretty good on deep mulligans. Again, no way to put a creature into the graveyard, no way to take counters off of this. We're fine going to 5 here. This is gonna work, right? So Urborg, LED, crack LED, discard Griselbrand, Shallow Grave Griselbrand. This is a turn 1 attempt. This is totally fine. We'll keep this pitching Living Wish and I guess a Vampire Hexmage, because I'm not sure how LED works with multiple creatures discarding at the same time. Oh man, I hope that isn't like bugged and a problem that I'm gonna have to worry about with hands here. Please no blue? Hell yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay. Urborg. LED. LED. Oh shit, I need to play the second land to Shallow Grave, actually. Yeah, I need another turn. I shouldn't have... Or, no, there's still, like, Thalias and stuff. Yeah, but I just had a brain fart. Like, I can't use the LED mana for this. Ooh, second Dryad Arbor. Ooh. Alright. So now, I do this. A hold priority after casting Shallow Grave. It does let me order my graveyard. That matters here. I am going to not crack both of these right now. I'm gonna draw 7. Yeah, this is fine. All right, let's entomb. Grab a Children of Korlis. Cast Exhume. Return that to play. So now I have nothing in my mana pool. Given that, but I was just getting started. No one is letting me get the lab man kill. Okay, so we're clear on how this would have worked. I would have Griselbrand attacked, gone back up to 20 life, drawn 14 more cards, sacked Children of Korlis, gained 21 life, use that to draw a bunch more cards, reanimate Children a couple of times until I can Living Wish for Labman and just win the game. We are playing against probably some sort of Elves deck. The second Dryad Arbor isn't super common in Maverick style deck lists. So my Duress is probably a little bit weaker than normal matchups here. My Living Wish a lot of times is going to find a Tabernacle to blow up a bunch of creatures in addition to the normal stuff. I think I'm going to swap out a Duress on the draw for a Grief and call that good. So this is turn 1 Entomb, turn 2 Exhume. That's fine. It's not going turbo or anything, but it's perfectly reasonable. So that Thoughtseize is going to take my Entomb and make this hand considerably worse. But that's okay. Oh wow, we would have had the turn 1 with that draw. That's okay. We're chilling. Like, if I need to drag this game on, I can Living Wish or Tabernacle on this turn. Like, I'm gonna have a whole lot of options right now. I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have a way to get the Griselbrand out of my hand right now, other than just drawing another card and discarding it next turn. That feels pretty slow to me. Could Living Wish for a Dark Depths preemptively? I think one way or another I'm grabbing a Bayou here and casting Living Wish. Yeah. I think I'm going to grab Tabernacle in an attempt to slow my opponent down, and I can do that next turn. It's a bit rough versus something like a Gaia's Cradle, but hopefully this messes with my opponent's resource management quite a bit. I can also reasonably just hard cast a... damn it, there's the Cradle. I mean, I'm still going to do this, but Cradle was very much the card that I did not want to see from my opponent's side of the battlefield. Ooh. Got a Scrubland here. With one more mana source, I can just hardcast a Griselbrand next turn. That is just a thing I'm allowed to do. I take a little bit of damage in the meantime, so it's not going to be the world's best Griselbrand. That's not it. I think I saved this to do for next turn. That's fine. Does that leave me dead? What, this is 6 to activate, so that's 4, 5, 6, 5, 10. Yeah, that just leaves me dead. Endurance would have been cast in response to Unmask anyway. Sure. Okay, that's fine. Oh, there's just a hoof. Okay, this is just a choose your own adventure book. You can choose how I die. That's totally fine. I'll concede here. Things almost worked out for us. Kind of want to bring the Vampire Hexmage in just to have another fast way to combo with Dark Depths. I still have Thespian Stage in the sideboard as a way to get that portion of the deck, or that portion of the combo if I need to. I think I'm going to do that over one grief here. I call this hand, please don't have endurance. So we'll go ahead and fetch a Bayou. Dark Writ. Entomb. Griselbrand. Shallow Grave. I add endurance. It's not like I'm not going to try it there, you know? And I don't have another mana to attempt to entomb from here. That's okay. Like, I have a lot of things that I can top deck to make this hand better. And it's just a question of, like, can I top deck at a rate that's fast enough that I outpace what my opponent is doing? I am not willing to unmask here yet. We want to do that on my potential combo turn. And I may get punished for that here. We'll see. Iron Ranger plus Dryad Arbor is a pretty sick combo. Don't like seeing that. There's the land drop for the turn. I have to respond to that with an Entomb. Throw a Griselbrand into the yard. I have lost my Unmask. I think my opponent is slightly favored as of right now. But it's pretty close. Like, with a mana source, I get a Griselbrand, assuming there's no endurance over there. There's a good chance if they had the endurance, they just play it during that turn so that it cantrips. Okay, I'll take 2. That's fine. There's an untap. A Spirit Guide. They're holding up some mana. Again, I'm in the position that I just have to go for stuff here. So, like, this very much could be another endurance. Yep. It's fine. We'll top deck Dark Depths next turn. So if my opponent has some sort of Haymaker finisher here, I am just dead. Yeah, that was a hell of a strong hand on their side of the battlefield. I will concede to that. I mean, I attempted a turn 1 and a turn 3 kill, and they had endurance for both. I could have changed the course of that game by playing... Oh, it got sent back into my deck by playing the Grief or Unmask, whichever one it was that I had. But I think I am supposed to save that for the turn that I try to combo off to clear an endurance out of the way. So tomorrow is my last day as a full-time teacher, and after that, content creation is kind of going to be my thing. So I'm going to be looking to keep the lights on by playing some Magic, or also by doing some tutoring. If you are interested in some one-on-one time with me, please check out ThrabenUniversity.com for all of the details. There's a tutoring tab up at the top. And if that's not your jam, you can also support me by becoming a YouTube member, a Patreon supporter, or by doing a donation deck list and funding one of the awesome things that we see on this channel. All right, back to the Magic. Okay, I'm very much not willing to keep this hand. This hand doesn't do anything as is. Let's see. Bayou, Dark Ritual, 3 mana. Entomb. Exhume is Griselbrand. I can pitch Living Wish here and Unmask before all I do all of that as well. Yeah, this is great. My opponent let me know they're a big fan of the channel and then dumped a Grim Monolith into play. Don't Trinisphere me. Okay, that's fine. This is also fine. It seems like my opponent is like that Echo of Eons, like Grim Monolith, Basalt. Holy shit, that's so much mana. Okay. My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 permanents in hand and is restarting this game. My hand got better, but like obviously they just have 7 more cards and they've still got another LED. So Adder's Call Smashing. Okay. So much mana. Fence Grid is fine. I just kind of need my opponent to not do another draw 7 effect. This is theoretically fine. Like, this is a very strong card. but it's looking like I'm probably going to get a chance to do my thing and combo off. My opponent can crack LED for red and galvanic relay, and it seems like that will probably be the end of their turn. Their next turn is going to look good, but hopefully that doesn't matter. So let's fetch, grab a Bayou, do an LED, Dark Ritual, Entomb, a Griselbrand, Shallow Grave, a Griselbrand. I think I go ahead and attack now. Hit my opponent for 7, bring them to 13. I think I go ahead and crack LED for black right now. Order doesn't matter here. Draw 7. Yeah, we're gonna do some gross things. Let's go ahead and do an Entomb. Get a Children. My opponent has no things over there. I'm fine. Exhuming. I think I'm going to put a couple Griselbrand activations on the stack here. Go ahead and make some mana. I'll make some green this time as well. Now I'll go ahead and sacrifice Children, go to 27, and get a gajillion cards. All right, I have found a Living Wish, and I found a blue mana as well, so we're good. So cast Living Wish, use this ability, yes. Find a Laboratory Maniac, Dark Ritual. Go ahead and cast this now, it's fine. Play a Laboratory Maniac. Top card is Children still. And Shallow Grave, return a Children to play. Yaw. 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 Sacrifice Children. Yaw. And yaw. Yeah! Lab Man. Turn 1. On a random 7 cards. Fuck yeah. So I probably want another Grief just as another card to interact with my opponent. Burial Rites is a little slow here. And my opponent is going to kind of like wheel stuff in and out of play with Echo of Eons. This exists in the deck so that you can entomb for a reanimation spell when that matters, when you have like multiple entombs. I think I'm going to cut that for a Grief. It's possible in this matchup, like that this matchup is fast enough that I don't want to Living Wish for a Collector Oof. I just want to be able to draw and play a Collector Oof. The issue with that though is that like I really care about LED and Lotus Petal on my end. I think I'm just gonna roll with this. This is 1 mana away from a Griselbrand. I kind of feel like I want to mulligan this one, and like this might seem crazy, but like this is going to be an incredibly high velocity matchup. I think I want to fish for better than a turn 2. This is not that. This has a duress on turn 1 as interaction for my opponent. I'm gonna go to 5. Doesn't do anything. 4? I think I go to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Is it better for me to keep a turn 2 Vampire Hexmage Dark Depths? And I can keep 1, 2, 3, 4. And that dodges Graveyard Hate. But this is just so much more powerful, I think. So, what you got over there, basically, is where I'm at. LED. The Spirit Guide in exile for some reason. Burning Wish. Cracking both LEDs. There's going to be a Peer into the Abyss line. My opponent is going to draw half of their deck. And certainly kill me. I'm going to jump ahead to when that happens. At a storm count of 14, my opponent has a second Burning Wish, and then they get to sack both of their Lotus Petals for black mana to cast Tendrils of Agony, and I die. GG. And this is why I wanted to mulligan so aggressively. Alright, do I want the Collector Oof when I'm on the play? Like green land, or I guess any mana producing land plus Lotus Petal is turn 1 Collector Oof. And my opponent is like very much probably not expecting that. I want 1 Grief or 1 Collector Oof. I think I want the Collector Oof. Fuck yeah. I mean, I'm keeping it. I even have Exhume to bring it back if it randomly dies. A pedal. A pedal. I think I play Swamp here. And save 1 petal. And do the dreaded Collector Oof Lotus Petal combo. It's not a combo the Jedi would teach you. Okay, my opponent has played a card that would be an out to Collector Oof, so I guess that's nice for me. Doesn't produce mana right now. So we're just rumbling. We'll see how much time this buys. All I need it to do is buy enough time for me to find 1 more mana source, and I get to Vampire Hexmage my way out of this game, or I could just draw 1. So this is just worth 2 more damage, and then 1 more black mana. I can't use this right now. 1 more black mana means that I just produce Marit Lage, and the game is over. Right, there is a Rite of Flame. A second Rite of Flame. That's 4 mana. A Shatter Skull Smashing can now kill a Collector Oof. Or like a Burning Wish for a Grape Shot would do it. It is Grape Shot. So the Oof is dead. And I take a little bit of damage here. I am just going to double check my wish board and make sure there's nothing here that I desperately want. There is not. I will go ahead and play out a Vampire Hexmage, a Thespian stage, and I think I just do my thing now. I don't know exactly what set of cards I need to be playing around here. My opponent needs to win this turn. Or otherwise answer Marit Lage, but in mono red, it's basically just like dead gone. Alright, they're gonna make a go of it. Yeah, I just want to do it now so that I don't randomly get got by like a, what is it, sudden shock? Is that the split second one? Alright, Mox Opal is now on. One's got 1 card left. How good is it? Wish. Got 6 mana for a Reforge the Soul. This is fully a gamble. That can bring them up to 3 mana. And we have gotten the GGs. Ooh. These games have gone a lot better than I expected them to, looking at the opening deck list, honestly. My opening hand here cannot produce mana. So that one goes back. This hand doesn't do anything. We're going to 5. No worries, though. This one's not doing anything either. I have a way to get Griselbrand into the yard for Shallowgrave. Don't have the other half of Vampire Hexmage. I'm willing to go to 4 here. This 4-card hand does not do anything. I think I would rather go to 3 than keep this. Like, this is the start of something, but I need Entomb specifically to make it work. I think now that I have gone this deep, I'm probably keeping this hand. I keep these 2 lands and maybe Shallowgrave for if I draw Entomb. Alternatively, I can keep Dark Ritual for if I draw Thespian stage. That might be better. That's banking on the same side of the deck. So like this always go back. No, I'm gonna keep the Shallowgrave. It gives me another way to have a very, very powerful turn 2. Let's Urborg pass. Possible Dark Depths pass is better. Either way, like I'm on a mull to 3, a Wasteland kicks my ass either way, so I'm not sweating it. Oh, that's a nice swamp. I said that and then it's like a giant pool of blood. Alright. Is this just going to be an opposing Reanimator deck? It is. Alright, that's a Griselbrand. Life's not great. My opponent goes to go up to 8 cards there, meaning that they can hard discard another creature to hand size. Or not. That's a Thespian stage. Oh. We're not out of this game yet, folks. We're not out of this game. Because Dark Depths taps for mana right now, so it's 1-2 stage activate. I'm actually okay if my opponent does not produce another creature. I'm dead if they can just, like, make an Archon of Cruelty or something. But, yeah, we'll see. There's a chance. You may grief me. I don't think my opponent minds their 2 for 0, though. They still have 12 cards in hand. So, is there an Archon of Cruelty being discarded? There's a Sheoldred. And an Archon of Cruelty. Alright, pass the turn. So, unfortunately, I can't block the Griselbrand this turn. I can't expose my Dark Depths to a sorcery speed Archon of Cruelty. So I just eat this, which does not feel good. Alright, that's Animate Dead on Sheoldred. Oh no. I just thought about this. Like Griselbrand plus Sheoldred. Alright, so draw 7. And then gain 14. Uh-huh. Oh, this is cool. I like this. Alright, they can take my Living Wish. That's fine. I just have to hope that my opponent misses this interaction that they have, like, very clearly chosen to put in their deck. Yeah, so they draw 7, go up to 26, and now Marit Lage does not kill them in 1 turn. They also have Shallow Grave, a person of culture. So I lose that, I get domed to 3, I draw a card, I go to 1, and then I die to any number of these. Oh shit, they're going now. Hell yeah. Just another Archon. Oh, just casual instant speed Atraxa. That's fine. Oh no, okay, they're just using mana right now. That's fine. I'm not going to make my opponent discard all those cards. I am on 0 outs here. Oh. I wonder if this Shouldered thing is better than my Children of Korlis thing. I want this other Grief. I think I get rid of Unburial Rites for being slow. And I think I want to just naturally draw this card some portion of the time. I give up on Duress over, like, Grief. Grief is just, like, a thing that goes to the graveyard that makes their Exhumes worse and my Exhumes better. No, not Entomb. Not Entomb. That's the best card in the deck. Alright. This doesn't quite do anything, but it unmasks my opponent. Like, I can unmask pitching a Griselbrand, punch a hole in my opponent's plan, and maybe have a turn 3 Marit Lage. That's too slow, I think. This does the thing on turn 2. I accept this. Throw Children of Korlis back into the deck until I'm ready for it. Or do I keep that in hand? Can't cast it currently, but it's real good if I don't eat a discard spell and lose Shallow Grave. I am just going to throw that into the deck, though. Drop a Bayou and pass. Alright, I'm about to lose this Shallow Grave, but I do always want to cast Entomb here. Actually, shit, no, that was wrong. My opponent, actually can now just take Vampire Hexmage and put it above Griselbrand, and then my Shallow Grave is much worse. But they didn't see the line! Okay, they're doing more, though. Ooh. That's quite good. Osaju's not particularly strong here. Okay. I mean, I'm making progress towards stuff. This, like, can technically do some things that matters. Douthie Voidwalker is fine. I already have critical stuff in the graveyard. I probably just play this stuff out. I do have the backdoor line of just pay 8 mana for a Griselbrand. I need to turn off auto yields. There's one other thing that I need to start doing, and it's not pretty. And it's probably not going to happen, but it's just correct to start ticking that down. Alright, I mean, like, we are moving in the direction of Griselbrand. Sure. I'll go to 14 from this attack. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Yeah. I mean, another counter. Ooh. This is a neat build over here. I get punished a little bit for playing this out as a land. So I imagine we're done here. Like, the 2 hate bears that were in play were already, like, crushingly good. Alright, they're going to 2. I don't have any small creatures that can just poke them, though, so I can't really punish that. I have no qualms with going 3-2 after losing the finals to a Tin Fins mirror. But wait, there's more. Another Animate Dead for Atraxa. Yeah, they have a surprising number of just generic creatures after these post-sideboard games. Yeah, like, this is turn 6. Like, we had a very large window to win the game. At this point, assuming I block something with 6 power, I'm still just dead next turn. I'm not going to lose the Griselbrand. Alright. We'll go down to 7 counters on Dark Depths. A land is not going to do it here. I will happily concede, and I'm totally fine with a 3-2 finish in this league. Like, this league felt good. So we've ended up with a 3-2 league result, and honestly, this is way better than I expected. Generally speaking, I don't really think that Living Wish is a particularly good card in Legacy. That turn that you're taking off to cast Living Wish to tutor for the card that you're looking for is usually too big of a tempo hit to matter in Legacy. But in this deck, with the LEDs and the Lotus Petals and the Dark Rituals, the speed problem is balanced out quite a bit. And I was very happy with these alternative plans that kept our opponents guessing. Now, one thing that I do want to say here is that we did not play against very many counterspells in this league, and I kind of expect that the counterspell decks will eat us alive. We don't have that great of protection. Like, in the main deck, there's a Duress and 3 Griefs, and there's another Grief that we can Living Wish for. A lot of times, I think if our opponent has a handful of counterspells, like, it's just not happening. But this is a very all-in glass cannon deck, and if you're in for that for a day or two, consider checking this one out. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button on the way out, and if you have any thoughts on this deck building, especially like this version versus Shouldered, let me know down in the comments below. Have a great rest of the day. See ya.